immediately. A lot of questions around DPM came in. A lot of questions around the integration between Ops Manager and Service Manager. And the reality is, one of the coolest things is that the integration is actually really simple to do between Service Manager and Operations Manager. And the cool thing is that when you get an alert in with Operations Manager, it immediately raises an incident inside a Service Manager. You can then take that incident, resolve it in Service Manager, type in a bunch of historical information, and then that'll resolve the incident as well in Operations Manager. So it becomes just another layer on top of the stack. Now, you have a demo here you want to show of, I think, this?
I do. So what I'm actually going to show you here is, this is my final demo of the day. I am going to integrate IIS and alerts with Operations Manager, with Service Manager, and with Orchestrator. So hopefully this is kind of going to give you an all-up view of how powerful these integrated solutions
My fingers are crossed on this one for you, my friend.
Fingers crossed on this one. All right, so let's take a look at the different components that we're going to work with here. So we have Service Manager for our tickets. We have Orchestrator for our runbook designer. Operations Manager for our alerts. And then we're going to go load our website, our Dinner Now website. Okay, now in this scenario, I'm an IT department, right? The problem that my IT department has is this website is always crashing. We don't really know the root cause, but it happens every day, every couple of days. And we can always go through the same steps of fixing it. Our internal knowledge base article says, try this, then try this, then try this. And usually one of these things work. But since this is a repetitive, standardized series of operations, we're going to go automated. And this is where we're really trying to take advantage of this private cloud. Repetitive task, build automation around it. So let me go and just minimize this and actually simulate the error itself. So I have a script that's going to go and crash my website. We'll go take this up and refresh it. And sure enough, my website is down. Website is unavailable. Now what's going to happen is, through Operations Manager, we've actually gone and we're monitoring this website, monitoring the IIS server. And so what should happen now is, if I open up Operations Manager, take a look at my active alerts, I can now see under active alert, Dinner Now web application, website is unavailable. Now what this is going to do is, this alert will then go and create a ticket inside Service Manager. Now, as an IT department admin, even if I'm going to automatically fix this problem, it's important for us to go and add a ticket for this, for us to go and inventory this, simply for the fact that we want to keep track how many times is this problem happening, what's the impact, how much time should our IT department invest in finding the root cause of this problem. So let's go into our work items, take a look at all of our open incidents. And if I go and filter this by Dinner Now web application, here we go. We can see that this ticket has now been created. So again, crash the website, create an Ops Manager alert. Ops Manager alert creates a ticket. Now this is where we're going to go and connect this to our automation. Now let me just take a step back. Operations Manager could call Orchestrator directly to fix this, or it can go create a ticket, and then that can in turn invoke Orchestrator. But again, we're trying to follow some best practices for once today and actually go through the process of including Service Manager here. So what we see here is, I go under Edit, I take a look at this particular problem, and so every time we see this problem, we have what we call an associated activity with it. So we hit this problem, it's going to go and trigger this activity. And this activity here is a website remediation activity. So we'll close out Service Manager, take it over to Orchestrator. So Orchestrator, what is your web remediation activity? Well, as we kind of walk through this workflow here, step one, get the incident. And so this is basically having Service Manager in this case, but we could also have Operations Manager go and raise this problem. Now, the good thing about Orchestrator is its ability to pass parameters around these different systems. So we talked about this as a way to do graphical scripting. Now, when you think about scripting with PowerShell, you pass these different parameters around. We're going to kind of do the same thing, but do it through this graphical user interface. So we're going to get this incident. First thing we're going to do as part of our attempt to fix this is actually test the website. Maybe we had a network hiccup. and we accidentally created a false alert, and the website is fully operational, it's running. So we're going to go and actually test whether the website's really running. And if it is online, we'll just say this is resolved, and this will close the ticket inside Service Manager. IT department doesn't have to look. Now let's say this doesn't fix it. Well, then we're going to go and try troubleshooting step number 1, according to our knowledge base article, which is restarting IIS. That usually fixes it for us. So we're going to go test again. If it's fixed, we close it. If it's still not fixed, then we're going to go and make it a little more complicated. We're going to actually go into IIS and restart our application pools. Now, this sometimes works, so we're going to kind of do this in a procedural order. Try the most common way to resolve it, then less most common. Test the website again. If it's up and running, we mark it as resolved. If it's still not running, then we're going to go escalate. Only then should we get a person involved and actually, pull in man hours and try to figure out this problem, because it's not standard, it's not unique. But 90% of the time, we can fix this without even having to think about it. So hopefully now this has gone and fixed everything. What I'm going to do here is go and refresh Service Manager, and if this workflow worked, one of those 2 attempts worked, the alert should be closed. So there's the alert. We'll click refresh. Alert has been closed. So this is good news. This indicates that the workflow worked. We'll then go back into Operations Manager, refresh our active alerts, and we see that that alert has also disappeared. So it's also been closed in Operations Manager. All right, here comes the big test now. Hit refresh. Will our website be back up and running?
I'm going to bet a bottle of bourbon it will.
Well, I do not accept that bet, because I know this is going to be consistent and always work, right? So what you saw here is really our ability to tie these integration products together. There was a problem, we raised an alert, we inventoried it, and we automatically fixed it, closed everything, our infrastructure is back up and running. And so this is really where we see the power of System Center coming together, tying together all of these products for physical, virtual, and all of your diverse infrastructure.